We waste so much time on our little gadgets. It's unreal. And we talk about we have no time.
If you're procrastinating, it's one of two reasons.
The elite performers look at time and use time completely differently than the people who perform at an average level.
Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something more inside you too. You've got Michael Jordan level talent at something. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from David Goggins. Also, if you want to have more motivation, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
You will never learn from people if we always tap dance around the truth. Everything I didn't want to do is what got me to where I'm at today. Unreal how much time you waste during the day. And most of it is on these computers, phones, Instagramming back and forth, whatever the heck you call it nowadays, tweeting and texting. We waste so much time on our little gadgets. It's unreal. And we talk about we have no time. If you really you have to take your day and write down this one day. Everything you do, write that down, and you're like, my God, I am wasting so much time on frivolous bullshit. Not even funny. I mean, it will, if it doesn't infuriate you, it should. Because there's so much time. I can't get it in. Look at your schedule. You just wasted 7 hours today on bullshit. I mean, and you don't have an hour a day to try to get something in for yourself. I guarantee everybody can find an hour.
Most people have not taken control of their schedules. You wake up like an accident, start responding to other people's emergencies, and help other people build their dreams instead of you building yours. It's time for a change. You deserve better. And this video is gonna show you how. I think one of the biggest reasons why so many entrepreneurs don't take enough action is because when you get motivated, you don't do enough. You feel the motivation, you feel the boldness, you feel the confidence, but you're not taking enough action, you're not doing enough. I remember going to my first Tony Robbins event. This is before I knew Tony one-on-one, before I did the interview with him on my channel. I just went to see what would the event be like. I've seen so many different videos of so many different people, and I felt like, you know what? For most people going to their event, it'd probably be the same as just watching on YouTube. But for Tony, I felt, you know what? I think his event might be different. There's something that tells me by going to his event, it'll be different than what I just see on YouTube through the content. And so I went. I went with my wife. I went with 3 people on my team. I paid for everybody to go out and went to our first Tony Robbins event. And at the end of the last day, if you've never been to a Tony Robbins event, it's on fire, you're motivated, you're jumping, you're dancing, you're hugging, you're high-fiving, you're breaking through limits. It's amazing. By the end of the last day, you see everybody in the streets, you're pouring out, everybody's all pumped up and energized, like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I remember one of the people that I brought with me, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do all this stuff. And he's like yelling and so fired up and excited. He's like, well, what are you doing, Evan? I'm like, I'm looking at my calendar. Because this is why so many people fall off. You go to an event like that and then you fall off because you're not making it consistent. Success is habits. So whenever you decide to make a change, you have to, at least for me, I look immediately to my calendar. So if my goal is now I want to be a big YouTuber, great. When am I going to make videos? It's got to be in the calendar. If it's not in the calendar, it's never going to happen. And so anytime you want to make a meaningful change, you have to default to thinking, what am I gonna put into my calendar? Because success is habits. And so it's great to be motivated. Maybe these videos do it for you. Maybe events, maybe books, podcasts, awesome. You're getting it from somewhere. You feel motivated, great. Show me in your calendar where you are spending the time to actually make the thing happen. Otherwise, you're just living off some fumes. You get motivated for a day or two, feels amazing, and then you fall back down to normal. If you want that dream life, you want that next step for yourself, it's gotta come from changing your habits, changing what's in your calendar to make sure that what you say you want out of life, you're actually working towards making that happen. So how do you do it? I'm gonna give you a 3-step process that I think will help. Step number 1 is chart your start. So this is your morning routine. What is your morning routine? And half of you probably already have a morning routine, half of you don't. For those of you who do, most of you don't have a great one. If you're watching this video and say, well, I already get that, or you have a morning routine. No, you don't. That's not great. because you're not feeling bold and confident out of your morning routine. The point of a morning routine, this is the biggest thing, that if you have a morning routine, the number one thing you need to pay attention to is the feeling that you have when you are finished your morning routine. Whether it's a 5-minute morning routine, a 3-hour morning routine, I don't care. How do you feel at the end of the day? Not at the end of the day, at the end of your morning. How do you feel at the end of your morning routine? If you don't feel bold, powerful, unstoppable, ready to take on the world, believing in your big ideas, if you don't feel that at the end of your morning routine, then you did your morning routine wrong. It's wrong. And either you need to actually put something new in, maybe you're just totally missing something, or maybe you just need to have more intention behind the things that you put in there. Maybe that meditation or that prayer or that watching the video is actually the best thing for you, but you're being distracted. You're watching that video while you're making breakfast and trying to have a phone call and brushing your teeth and doing something else. You're not focused. So too many people are just checking the boxes of the morning routine. So yep, I did it, and you feel good, pat yourself on the shoulder, great, you did it, but you didn't do it. Because you didn't do what actually counts, which is having the meaning behind it. You need to make sure that at the end of your morning routine, you feel ready to take on the world. If not, then go back and fix it. And for those of you who don't have a morning routine, well, you need to do it. I mean, people wake up like an accident. Maybe not people watching this video on this channel, but most of America wakes up like an accident, just falls into their day, responding to other people's emergencies. I mean, don't make that you. That can't be you. You can't build your dream life by responding to other people's emergencies. I go quickly through 5 S's every morning. Sing, I put on a song because music makes you change your state. It's the fastest way I found to change your state. Sun, I go outside, get some fresh air and sun on my face. Even in the winter, just take the dogs out, get some cold air on my face and come back inside. Just that state change makes a difference, at least for me. Soar, I'll record a message for Instagram on my stories and I'll go live on Instagram helping you guys. That always makes me come alive, makes me soar. That's the most important one. And then sweat and scare. So I'll do a quick workout and then have a cold shower because it scares me. Those are my 5 S's every morning. Doesn't matter what I do so much. You, chart your start. What's your morning routine? Make sure you get that feeling every single day. Step number 2 is cure procrastination. Why do people procrastinate? One of the biggest things, you know what you want? You want this, you want to get this, you want to be here, great. Here are the steps. It's not that hard to figure out the steps. Why do you procrastinate? Why? You're sitting there, even before making these videos, before making this video, I was procrastinating. Not too long, 5-10 minutes, but I still procrastinating. Why? I know I love it. I know it has an impact, it reaches people. Why procrastinate? If you're procrastinating, it's one of 2 reasons. 1, you don't want to do it. You don't like it. If you made me a chef, right? I would procrastinate all day long because I hate cooking. I don't want to do it, right? I don't want to be a chef. I don't want to, this is delicious. My wife Nina made this amazing food. I'm going to enjoy it. It smells amazing, but I don't want to cook that. I wouldn't do it. So that's a sign, like don't do it. Now, in the micro, on a daily basis, there's going to be lots of crap as an entrepreneur that you have to do that you don't want to do. But if it's happening consistently, every single day, and you don't love it, you're not gonna win. You're never gonna win doing work that you hate. You'll say you'll do whatever it takes, but you won't, because you don't love it. The number 1 trait of successful entrepreneurs is they love the thing that they're doing, the process of the work, not just the results. If you don't love the process, you're gonna lose. So if you're procrastinating, a big reason is because you don't love the work. Great, that's great self-awareness. Stop doing that thing, either immediately or as soon as possible to find the thing that you wanna do, because that's where you're gonna win. The second reason why people procrastinate is not because you don't love it, you love it, but you're afraid of it. Why did I procrastinate for 5 to 10 minutes before making this video? Because I'm afraid of it, because I want it to be good, because I'm worried about the judgment, because I'm afraid that I'm gonna disappoint people and it won't be a good video, because I want it to be my best one every single time I sit down to record, or at least stand up. I stand on a jumping trampoline when I make these, right? I want it to be the best. And so that slows me down just a little bit. And so train yourself to catch it. If you find yourself procrastinating, it's because of one of those 2 reasons. Either you don't love it and you should stop as soon as possible, or you do love it and you're afraid and you have to push through. Either way, the answer is action, right? If you don't love it, the action is get out. If you do love it, the action is go do it because you're afraid. Great, go do it. The answer is always action. You need to cure your procrastination, stop wasting time. And step number 3 that I find really helps is having a big why and a little why. So big why is, why do you do what you do? What's the mission? What's the vision you have? What's driving you? I want to solve the world's biggest problem. I want to wake up every day and try to help 1 billion people. right? It's never gonna happen. It's the big dream that will never happen, but it should be motivating, right? What is your big why? If it's just money, you're never gonna win. Money needs to be in your top 5, just not number 1. So what is your number 1? What is your big why? And without that, it's really hard. Every entrepreneur that I profile, the ones who've made it big, your heroes, they have a mission, they have a why. What is your why? That's the big why. The little why is on a day-to-day basis, because sometimes the big why is too big. Sometimes that big why is motivating and is amazing and I can't wait to do that, but sometimes the big why is too big. It's like, oh, I don't think I can do that. I mean, that goal is never gonna happen. Why even bother? Why even try? It's too far away. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to do it. And it actually is so big that it deflates you. That can happen. So the little why is, well, I may not be able to solve the world's biggest problem, but I know I helped the people who left a comment on my video. I know I helped the people who left me an email. And so remembering that the work that you do is important matters. Waking up every day and knowing that the work that you're doing today matters, is meaningful, serves people somehow, right? Humans are built to serve. It's my new book. If you haven't pre-ordered it yet, it's in the description. Go pre-order, it's amazing, you're gonna love it, right? Humans are built to serve. And so knowing that the work you're doing is of service, reminding yourself, whether it's having a PowerPoint file or having letters on the wall or whatever it is, to know that what I do matters. I may not be anywhere close to hitting my big why, but I know that if I stop doing what I'm doing today, at least one person is gonna be disappointed. At least one person is gonna lose out because of work that I am not making, right? That's your little why. Remind yourself daily that the work that you do matters. Now I have a really special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, question of the day, I wanna know, what are you procrastinating on doing? And is it because you don't wanna do it? Because you're afraid? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you made it this far in the video, I wanna celebrate you. Give me a hashtag believe down in the comments as well.
Let me tell you one thing I've noticed about all the max out performers that I've interviewed on my program and that I've known throughout my life for the last 30 years really in business, sports, entertainment, politics, you name it. The elite performers look at time and use time completely differently than the people who perform at an average level. First thing I want to tell you about people who win, who max out, they are in a much bigger hurry than the people who are average. And I'm not kidding you when I say this. They're in a bigger hurry to get to their destination, to get to their outcome. Their pace is faster. They walk faster, they talk faster, and their expectation when they're going to arrive at their destination is sooner. This may seem like a very small, subtle thing, but I want you to evaluate how big of a hurry are you in? Because there's something to be said about how close you think you are to a goal and how fast you will run to get to the finish line. Let me give you an example of that. If you and I started out right now and we had a 26-mile marathon to run, right? In our minds, it was 26 miles. And we were gonna race each other. We would pace ourselves at a certain speed in order to maintain that speed because of the duration of the run. So if it was a marathon, we'd jog, wouldn't we, pretty slowly. You certainly wouldn't sprint 26 miles. And so because the destination, because the finish line is so far away, our pace or our hurry is limited based on how far away we think we are or when we'll arrive there. But if you and I were to run a 100-yard dash, would the pace be the same? Because the finish line is so much closer, we'd run full speed from the minute we took off, wouldn't we? Because of the proximity of how close the finish line is. The people that win in life don't necessarily have more vision than you. See, it's not a lack of vision always that means that you are going to lose. It's a lack of a type of vision, which is depth perception. You think you're further away from the outcome, and so you pace yourself like it, and you jog all the time throughout your life. The people that win may have a bigger vision, but they have accurate depth perception. They understand how close their goals are, how close their outcome is, and they're constantly in a sprint to get there throughout their day. That means consequently, they get started earlier and they finish later. They get up earlier. Throughout the day, they're in a bigger hurry to get to the places they need to be because the finish line in their mind is so much closer. I cannot emphasize this enough to you, is just the pace and the way time shrinks for elite performers compared to the average. I'm telling you, the average performer can say the same things, read the same books, have the same schedule, yet the person who is in a bigger hurry throughout the day ends up winning the day, winning the week, winning the month, winning the year, and winning the life.
If you want to know how billionaire Sarah Blakely manifests her ideas, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.